We gonna be cool regardless. I don't give a darn about football season. To be honest with you.
Yo, listen. I'm sorry. Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats of all ages. This is the What's Next podcast. It is Monday, 7:05. All right, we're 5 minutes late. Listen, it ain't our fault. Blame it on Jen. His show ran over. All right, the network, we got a lot of shows, baby. We moving. So, of course, today we have the chocolate writer from In the Thinger podcast, the chocolate writer. Um,
Did you hear what Chocolate said? All
yes,
of that.
I knew it was one fucking more. That was, you ain't even give me time to process it. All
I
right,
was trying to help you out because I know you've been going through a lot.
listen. So we're gonna come right back. All right. So, where do we start? So I've seen a lot of videos. I try to get videos throughout the week. I've seen a lot of videos, but none of them. I ain't seen no like positive videos, so I ain't want to upload no negative stuff. We got enough negative shit going on in the world. You know what I mean? GTA Rockstar got hacked. The early development of GTA 6. I don't know if you know what that is. Got leaked.
No.
Yeah, we've been waiting. We've been waiting on GTA 6 for 15 years. Somebody hacked them and leaked. I don't think it got hacked. I think they leaked it, get a little bit of hype going on. But today, where's Dennis at, yo? Because I ain't see Dennis all day. Today we're going to talk about pay scale in different workplaces, particularly one workplace. This landed across the desk, so we're going to talk about it. But Sharon, you asked me how's I doing, right?
Yes.
Let me tell you about myself. Last Saturday, we had football games in different spots, and my son texted me and was like, they got to fight, and somebody pulled out a gun, and he couldn't find the coach. My cape was on, shorty. Whoop, it was on. I was gone. I got up there. The whole shit was already diffused, blah, blah. So we had a conversation about what to do next because it was what it was. The person has an attitude about what happened or how we handled the situation. So all last week, this person has been coming up to the field in the middle of my practice, just yelling in my face and screaming in my face, and I'm trying to be professional as I can, like punch me in my face and do I know who he is and all this. Sir, none of that shit makes nothing to me. You just step to the side. You want to have a conversation. We have a conversation after practice, but we ain't gonna still have a screaming match. They kept going on and on, and he got his gun on him now. He was shooting me and all this. Sir, listen, that means nothing to me. Everybody in Baltimore City got a gun. It don't mean nothing to me. I lost my shit on Friday because my kids were sitting there and he put his finger in my face and said, I'll blow your fucking head off. Don't worry about it. and I went to the car. Um, my wife was there, and she grabbed me, and then the coaches told me to calm down and chill out and all this shit. But we wasn't about to keep doing this shit. And I lost my shit, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Nothing serious happened. But I'm trying to be professional as I can. And listen, Friday was a rough day.
I see.
Listen, Friday was a rough day. I got a lot of patience, but I'll be damn. But it's old news. You asked me how was I doing, so I just wanted to let you know.
Well, I have a question. You know, I mean, you guys didn't go to hands, did you?
No, I don't see what the point is. I don't see what the point is. You know what I mean? Like this is a conversation. It wasn't a miscommunication. Is something totally different in it. But that's a conversation we can have later on. But
Yeah, but what the reason why I asked the question, you aren't the one that's being aggressive. He is.
that
So
don't
I'm just was wondering, did he try to put hands on you? Did you defend yourself? But you
mm,
said no, so
he
that's a
didn't.
good
He didn't.
thing. But it's also a good thing that wifey was there to say, "Hey, calm down," like we often do.
Man, I was way past gone.
Sir, I
I
could
was
imagine you could.
way
But
past
see,
gone.
that's a dangerous game that he's playing because he could come up against a coach that's not like you and that doesn't have all the support systems in place that you do. He could come up against somebody who, you know,
Ain't got shit to lose.
ain't got shit to lose and quick on the
Got
trigger
shit
and
to
not worried about it. I mean, somebody that both you and I know. What if that person was there?
So I did have a consultation. with, all right, listen, change the subject. Listen, because this shit.
Well, I'm glad you
Um,
okay. That's
yes, ma'am.
all I can say.
Thank you.
No police
Ravens
involved.
lost,
So,
Steelers lost, Browns lost, Bengals lost. But again, you see what I got. You know, fuck it, we're gonna rock this shit till the wheels fall off.
do I need to grab my towel because
No,
it's sitting right here?
no, nobody want to see that shit.
You know what?
Um,
Hey, you got yours on. Why can't I say mine? What is this? One sided. No, forget that.
man, you
Forget
don't have
that.
to you don't have to do that,
No, I'm showing mine now. I wasn't gonna show it to you. You gotta open your big ass mouth. So here we go.
man.
Now,
Nobody want to see that shit, man.
nobody want to see that purple people either looking stuff
I'm
either.
mad at shit. We was up by 3 touchdowns and lost, yo. Like the defense hurt again. All our outside linebackers out for the season. Humphreys hurt. Peters just came back, so he's not at 100%. We done lost Fuller. Offense did his job. Offense did his
Well,
job.
our offense didn't do their job. They got me one Ben back.
Oh shit.
Not lying. I mean, I was watching that game. Ben from last season would have won that game. He would have made it happen. This is the Patriots. This is not the Patriots of Tom Brady from 10 years ago. That's a team that we should have beaten.
Right.
There was no reason for us to lose that game. Even with the quarterback we have, we really should not have lost that game. But when you got Watt out, the other folks need to step up in his place. We got 0 sacks.
Hmm.
We got 0 sacks, which is unheard of. Yes, and I understand that, Watt gets double and triple team nearly every play. Nothing is absolute. He doesn't get double and triple team every single play. Let's just be realistic. But most plays he does. And
Yeah.
yes, I know that that allows the other players to do whatever. But here's something to consider too, BJ. Watt gets double and triple team on most plays and still gets about 4 sacks in a game.
Hmm.
So what that means is, despite him drawing that, the other people should be able to get open too, and they should be used to single coverage and double coverage at times. They should be used to it.
So with him being out, that changes everything.
Oh yeah, I know it changes everything.
Yeah.
It changes almost everything. Almost everything, not everything. Because again, if you look at the game from the week one, Watt wasn't the only defensive player that ate on that game.
Yeah,
Highsmith had a great game.
Minka was out there taking everything that came
Minka,
across the damn lines.
yeah. Minka had a great game. I mean, he was not the only defensive player that had a great game. And it wasn't only because he was drawing two and three, uh, two double and triple team either.
Hmm.
So I can't just put all this on the fact that Watt was out. Plus his next man up.
100 fucking.
That's our motto. Next man
Oh,
up. You got to make it happen.
I was they shut the fucking dogs up. You know, like shit's annoying. Hello, Carlos. I'm sorry, seeing the buffs.
What up, though?
How you doing, sir?
Sorry I'm late, y'all. I apologize. I don't mean to waste y'all time by accident nor on purpose. I had some family things going on. I had to take a phone call, but your boy is here now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Man, I had a wonderful weekend, bro.
Saw you out there
Me
watching
and,
shows and shit.
me and the wife, we went to the Silk and Joe concert. And man, we had a time Saturday night. You hear
Silk
me? Silk and
and
Joe.
Joe. Silk,
Yeah.
let me lick you up and down,
Whoa,
Silk.
whoa, whoa! This is a family
Oh my
show.
gosh.
Whoa!
That's my song. Freaky.
That's the one. That's the
Freaky.
one.
Freaky with you. Freaky.
That's the one. That is the one.
Hey, boy.
No. Um. Good after.
Oh,
Wait.
look at Mrs. Turner putting that yes in there. Yes.
Hey, she was in there singing every single song.
I'm sure she
She
was. And Joe,
she's
I I
she's
love
an R&B head, so she knew songs from the album
yes.
like that don't nobody know. Like
Uh-huh.
all I know is the popular shit. She knew shit from albums that yeah, I don't know. I
Yes.
ain't never heard that shit.
On the B side. We know the B side songs when you a true R&B
Yeah,
head.
there you go, the
And the
B
B
side.
side. So again, I would like everybody to keep Jonathan up. I still haven't talked to Jonathan in 3 days. I called him and all that. Um, so hopefully he's okay. You know,
All right,
last time I heard
Jonathan.
he had to get surgery on his ear. Um, I haven't talked to him since then.
Jonathan, hit us up. Let us know you all right, man.
No, so he got into a car accident last weekend
Mm.
or last Monday because
Weekend before
no,
last.
no,
It's
it
been
was
two
Tuesday.
weeks.
It was Tuesday because he was on the show Monday, and then I guess on the way
Oh,
to work Tuesday he got into a real bad accident. He done had 4 surgeries already.
What?
Yeah, his neck, his back, his ear, all that. So
Oh no.
yeah, yeah. And I called him. I left him a message. I told him if he don't show up today, he's fired. Um,
Oh Lord. Listen. Hush your
listen,
mouth.
listen.
We're not having a repeat of AB, sir.
Eagle. Oh, he got fired
I
already.
know. We're not having a repeat of that, sir.
Listen, equal rights to equal pay, right?
That's a whole nother story.
oh yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about today.
What?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, you ready, Sharon?
I'm ready. You know
I know you ready.
I'm always
I'm
ready.
just letting you know that I'm ready too.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'm scared. Mm-hmm. Boy, now you sitting
As
here
you
quiet.
should be.
You
No,
sitting here quiet all day. As soon as the 7 o'clock come, now
Carlos,
he want
you
to
see
talk.
that
what's up,
GTA 6 footage got leaked?
bro? That is not GTA 6. That is
No,
GTA.
they came out and said that somebody did hack that shit and took the footage and early development.
Bro, that shit look like GTA on the computer.
It's still not finished. They gotta start somewhere, sir. But again, sir, I'm just saying, sir. Shit, listen, if we getting down like that, people in the store they robbing the cash registers.
Sir, have you played the
Big
Modern
bills.
Warfare 2 beta?
No, ours is this weekend. PlayStation was last weekend. Whatever. I
hey,
reserved it so I get mine on Wednesday.
hey, listen, that shit is fire.
Don't worry about it.
I ain't lying. I
I
ain't
found
lying.
out.
That shit fire.
I know nothing about it.
It's okay, man. We gonna get you caught up.
Nothing about it.
All right, Carlos. So what you wanted to talk about, sir?
Oh, you want to?
Focus, focus.
What's up, bro? What's that? Oh no, I don't take nothing from strangers, my boy.
This guy,
I don't take nothing from strangers, bro.
this fucking guy. I swear,
What's
he
that?
can't never
Oh
get
no,
shit.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, bro.
I'm good.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy. Hey yo, sir, we are live. You should show that man. Hey, listen, I'm live. I ain't got time for this shit right now, sir. Okay, sir. So, all right, back to the conversation. Talk to me.
Hey,
Hello.
I see you, my boy.
I'm
Just go
still
ahead.
here.
okay, okay.
Go ahead, keep talking, sir.
Hold on.
Why you disrobing? We don't need to see all that.
His job contacted him before about the video. They seen the video one time, so he has to make sure he don't.
Let me listen.
What was that?
I want to say, hey, listen.
What was that?
He threw me off a little bit. Hey, no. So an argument my wife and I got in. Well, it wasn't even an argument. It was just a discussion, right?
Discussion.
That my wife and I got into it about was about how why is it that WNBA players don't make as much as NBA players?
Uh huh.
Her thing was WNBA players put in just as much work as NBA players.
Uh huh.
I don't disagree.
Uh huh.
My point is that the WNBA don't bring in as much revenue as the NBA.
What I tell you, BJ?
Man, look, I told
All
him.
right. Anything else?
We did our Googles and we found that the NBA brings in, I think it said I think it was like 3 billion. No, it wasn't 3 billion. It was like 300 billion or some shit like that. It was a lot. It was an astronomical a lot. And the WNBA only brought in 1 billion.
Uh huh.
So my thing is, how can you in business? It's not even a man versus woman thing in my mind. It's a in the business aspect of things. How can I pay you and make sure that I'm paid too? For me, it's not about man versus woman. Because if it was man versus woman, then why the fuck can't they just have a unity league where women are playing with men?
Nah.
But then you got
Equal rights
Oh,
for
he touched
equal
me.
pay.
That's
touched me.
Balls to the face in the lane against LeBron. Who gonna stand there? Nobody.
So inflation
What about
is,
inflation?
is what we're dealing with right now, correct?
Yeah.
On a whole lot of things. So people want that money on the back end, especially with all the money they lost during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Inflation is what we're dealing with. So raise the goddamn prices.
Prices of what?
Tickets, popcorn, hot dogs,
But
shirts, jerseys.
but that's not gonna help anything, BJ.
Why?
Because if you only got 100 people attending every single game, then raising the prices ain't gonna do nothing. You're gonna still make the same amount of money. You need to find, in my opinion, the WNBA need to find a way to get people in the door.
Do you have any suggestions?
You need a dominant team. We
Okay.
looked up one of the most popular players of our time, Candace Parker.
Shout out to the Aces for winning.
Mm-hmm.
Candace Parker. She makes $139 million a year versus Stephen Curry. He make $34 million a year.
I'm sorry, Las Vegas Aces.
No, you mean Candace Parker makes $139,000 a year?
That's what I said. Ain't that what I said?
No,
I
you
apologize.
said
She
million,
makes 139. Right. That's crazy. She makes $139,000 a year
and that's not
versus
even including her endorsement deals or
no
her
nothing. None of that.
ESPN work or none of that.
None of that. And you got Stephen Curry, who make 34, between 34 and 39 million. No, it's $40 million a
Million
year now.
a year.
And it's like, well, he didn't led his team to 4 championships in 8 years. How many championships do Candace Parker got? One.
Two, it's either two or three. No, she got a championship with LA.
Who is this?
Who is who?
The white girl on the screen.
The lady on the screen.
Um
She's a
oh
WNBA
God, I
player.
forgot her name. I know who she is. I know her
Who
face.
is
I don't
this?
know her name.
Who is this young lady on the screen?
I don't know her name. I know her face,
$228,000 a year.
but don't worry about it. She does
Stephen
make
Curry,
$228,000 in a year.
293 in 2 quarters.
Any other interesting information, Mr. Buffs?
All I'm saying is I'm not downplaying the work that the women do. I'm not downplaying that. It's not in my mind. I want it to be clear. It is not man versus woman. In my mind, it is revenue against revenue. The men make more than the women, therefore they get paid more. You don't? Okay, go ahead, Mrs. Writer.
BJ, do you have any thoughts on this?
No, I'm not my fucking business. I always seen you in full debate mode about this.
Okay, so I want to talk about some of the things we can agree on first before we
Okay.
get into anything else. We can agree that the WNBA is a younger league. Can we?
Yep. Yep.
Right.
50 years. 50 years
20,
younger
20,
than the NBA.
right. 25 versus 75. First of all, and then we can also agree the league, the WNBA, also has fewer teams in the league in the game than the NBA does. Is that correct?
Yes, man.
I'm not sure about that, but I'll go with it. That's what you say. I'm sure you won't lie about something that like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct. And their playoffs is structured a little bit differently, so they don't last as long. Isn't
Okay.
that correct?
Yes, man.
Yes.
That's
I
correct.
do know that. That's true.
Hmm. And also, when you look at the broadcast deals that's being made for the WNBA,
Hmm.
the NBA probably triples or quadruples what the people are paying for the WNBA deals, somewhere around that. Can we agree on that? That it's more
Wait. Can you state that a different way so I can understand? I apologize. I didn't
endorsement
catch what
deals.
you said.
Endorsement deals. You know how not endorsement deals, but broadcast deals. You know,
Uh huh.
networks pay
So like Amazon,
to carry your
got,
game,
Thursday Night Football.
right?
They
To
had to
carry
pay
your
$10 million just to get Thursday Night Football. So
right?
in WNBA, if you get something like that, you might only pay like $1 million, something like that, or
Or
like
something
half
like that.
Okay,
half
I
So
get what you're saying. Their
so they
broadcast.
pay
because
less.
you
Okay.
already know you ain't getting that many viewers.
That's right. So they pay less.
Okay.
So quite naturally, um, you got more games. The season is like three times as long as the WNBA. So you got that many times more games. Number one.
Okay.
Well, it's not three times. I think it's twice as many. So of course that's going to quite naturally generate more income right there, revenue right there. You got endorsement deals are not as high. You got the broadcast deals are not as high. The playoffs are shorter. I mean, there's no way possible the WNBA could ever generate equal amount of revenue, no matter how fantastic the product is. set up in this current system. It's just
So can
not
I,
going to do it.
not to
That's
cut you
one.
off, but can I ask a question for that part?
Sure.
Because I didn't, a lot of that you just said I didn't take into account.
That's fine.
Um, my question to that is how, let's say for instance the NBA took down everything and made it mirror the WNBA, would they still be making more?
So you mean like a whole 82 game season has a whole playoff stretch out? Like they gonna have to open up.
Everything everything the WNBA do, make the NBA do.
Oh, so you mean the NBA follow the WNBA?
Yes.
So shorter seasons and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Oh,
would because the ticket prices are still going to be higher for the men
yeah.
because of popularity. That's just the way it's going to be. Again, the NBA been around 75 years. WNBA only been here 25. And they don't have the same teams they had when they started out. So many teams have folded, never to be seen again, probably. It's just something, I'm just giving you just some information to think about.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Also, I wanted to say this. Hey, Snickums. Also, I'm going to say this. Um, the WNBA, the NBA's handling of the WNBA has its pros and its cons. And in this day and age of parity where everybody wants to be politically correct and want to show more love towards women and equality and all that wonderful stuff, many networks and outlets are stepping up their coverage of the WNBA and their mentions of the WNBA on social media and whatnot. Even sports podcasts, just mainstream run of the mill podcasts. I'm finding more hits and more hashtags on the WNBA now than I did 5 years ago.
Mhm.
And I think part of that has to do with the overall culture of trying to reach more parity, women standing up, demanding equality, and all that. That's
Right.
wonderful. That's wonderful. And that migrates into sports. I get it. It's a wonderful thing. But
I
here's
agree.
the issue that I have with this whole question. My
Okay.
issue is the question in and of itself. If you ask the question, should the WNBA players be paid the same as an NBA player? My answer as a woman is still going to be no. No, because they're not the same league. They're not. They're newer. That's just like saying you should play the players in the big three league the same as you play NBA pay
That is
NBA
not.
players.
So
No,
the
The
big three get paid more than WNBA.
oh
I don't know. I have never checked it out to see,
oh
but just stick
that's
with what I'm
deep.
saying though. That's
Now
good
let me,
enough for you to research. While you
so
can research that, but what I'm saying is,
so
y'all, we can agree that it would be ridiculous to say big three players should be paid the same as an NBA player. Can we
for a W,
agree that that would be ridiculous to say?
it would be
That's my only
ridiculous.
point in making that statement.
It would be ridiculous for the big three to make more than the WNBA.
Well, that's not what I said though. I'm talking about comparing the big three to the NBA.
Yes,
Okay,
I agree.
that would be ridiculous. I'm saying that the WNBA players should be making the same as NBA players is just as ridiculous. They're not going to be able to be paid the same as NBA players as long as they're not generating the income, they're not getting the deals, they're not getting the endorsement deals and the broadcast, none of, and they're not getting the coverage. So of course they're not going to get paid the same. I believe that the arguments that those of us who support the WNBA have is what is being done about it to improve their situation. Not enough is being done, and it's not being done fast enough. That's my issue. That's my issue.
I one of the things that I mentioned when and honestly I agree with everything you just said. One of the things that I mentioned to my wife was it's again, it's not man versus woman in my mind. It's literally business against business. And the fact that they were second and they're doing the exact same thing as the first people who came along did, they're automatically not going to make the same amount of money. They have to come up with some kind of gimmick in order to get even close to that. And it's not because they're women, it's because they were second. Anytime that you are second doing something that somebody else has already done, you have to come along and make it better. You can't come along and do the same exact thing. And that's just business.
Okay, I got it. But here's what I'm going to say against that. It is man against woman. Let me tell you why I say it's man against woman. Because the money and the way it's spent for the WNBA is not comparable to the way it would have been spent had these been men. And I can say that with 100% certainty right now. And I'm gonna give you a quick history, not lesson, but just go back in history a little bit. In the beginnings of before the NBA was the ABA,
Hmm.
and when the NBA first started, it was booty. Nobody was watching. It was full of a lot of people on drugs, and it was, you know, fans didn't like it. Yada yada yada. It wasn't getting coverage.
Imagine
They
semi-pro, but
were
for
about
real.
to actually fold the league. It was calls out to fold the league until as we all know, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird saved the freaking league, and that's a fact. But before that, they were thinking about getting rid of the doggone NBA until that happened. But what was happening at the time? People often say, no, we can't pay them any more money until they generate more money. That's bull crap, because with the men, they paid and lost money for over 10 years straight. 10, 15, 20 years. They were still losing money. They did not give up on the NBA.
Mm.
They did not. Even expanded the NBA, which the WNBA is talking about doing again. And they still weren't making money yet. So don't give me the excuse that because they're not making a whole lot of money, uh, we can't expand, and we're not going to pay more because we already not making a whole lot of money now. No, they didn't. They didn't care about that when they were doing it for the men. And until the big stars got into the league, after the big stars got into the league, that's when the marketing of the league changed. Fan
Marketing is
support,
definitely a big
fan
part.
support changed. Name recognition changed. All of that changed. The money that they put in visible spaces. See, there's a whole lot. Y'all can assume and know that when you have a budget for an NBA team or any professional sports team, there's money spent on visible things and invisible things,
Hmm.
tangible and intangible things.
That's
It's
what any
not
business
only
though.
on visible, tangible things,
That's what any
but you
business.
gotta put the money in the infrastructure on the back end and the behind the scenes things so that your stuff in the front shines. How do you know it's working and that it makes it shine? Because your marketing will show it, and,
Yeah,
and people will respond to it. So I've
I
been saying
I
this
can
for the
agree with that.
past about 8 years. They're not marketing WNBA properly. The reason they're not marketing the WNBA properly is two reasons. One, because they're women. Two, it is assumed that most of the women in the WNBA are gay, and men don't like looking at gay women do anything.
I do.
They
I
look
do.
at women as sexual objects first, and they want to see sexy women with tight ass uniforms bouncing up and down the court, and they don't see that a lot.
Man,
And you got to understand, if it wasn't for men, there'd be no league. Men are the number one consumers of sports in the world, more so than women. And that's just the way it is.
So ultimately, you feel like if it was marketed better, then they would have a more higher, I guess fan base is the best word I can use for that.
I'll say, yeah, I'll say in a word, I'll say yes,
Hmm.
but I want to go further with that.
Okay.
If you compare the WNBA advertising and marketing and community engagement from 10 years ago versus now, it's like night and day. If you ask the average sports fan who even follows women's sports to name five WNBA teams, they couldn't name them back then. And they follow women's sports, but they can name five now. Why? Because the marketing is different. Anytime you put a WNBA player on NBA Today, as in Candace Parker, or you put her on Get Up, and Nika and Gumake, she's on other shows and all that. That brings name recognition and connects her to the WNBA. That wasn't done 10 years ago. There wasn't a WNBA player on primetime sports programming, but they're doing more of that now. Something else they're doing more of now during NBA games, they're doing cutaways to ongoing WNBA games. They weren't doing that 10 years ago. Little by little, these little changes are making a difference. That's the reason why their viewership has gone up tremendously in the past 5 years. Hey, hey, Bussy, Wussy, hey.
All right, so I did look up. The WNBA gets about 120,000 a year. The big three gets 360,000 a year, about 300 on the high end. Um, and the NBA get about 48 million a year. That's what Steph Curry is getting. But everybody don't get paid what Steph Curry get paid. But um, yes, it is definitely all over.
So let me ask you this, Sharon. Let
And
me ask you this.
lingerie league, the lingerie football league, get paid $12,000 a year. They looked that up too.
That's crazy. Sharon, I have a question, right? So, do you think if the WNBA had more dominant players that could do what Steph Curry has done for the Warriors, do you think that will also get viewership up?
If they had more of them,
I don't think there's any. Is there any WNBA? I'm sorry. Let me ask you again. Is there any WNBA team that has won 4 championships in 8 years?
well, no, probably not
I'm not
exactly
asking.
4
I'm
and
not
8.
asking. I'm not asking being a smartass. I'm asking because I
I
don't
got
know.
it. I got it. No, probably not 4 and 8 exact, but there are some teams that have won 4 championships. There are some
And how?
players. I don't know if there's any players that have won 4 that are currently playing. I don't know.
Right. So
I have
that
to look that up to see for sure.
and that's what I was asking about dominance. Like when it comes to the WNBA versus the NBA, in my eyes, there is no dominance. Like everybody loves a team that is dominating shit. You know what I'm saying? And in the WNBA, like there's teams who win a lot, but they're not dominant teams. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I don't believe that that has anything to do with it. I don't think the dominant team has anything to do with it. I believe it's a league of stars. You're not going to worry about dominating teams until you get to the legacy of being around 50, 75 years. The first 25 years, nobody's really looking at that. You're looking at stars and players first. You'll get the teams later on. Oh Lord.
So they still in the building phase. Then is what I'm hearing you say.
Actually, they are. They're still in the infancy stage. Oh my God, he's never been this chatty. Oh my God,
He
never.
He
He
got
is
something to say
wide
too.
open today. Oh my gosh.
He got something to
Here,
say
just
too.
be, look. Hi. Just say hi.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
This is my grandbaby, y'all. Say hi. No, now you
Now
want
he
to be
ain't saying
shy?
nothing.
Now you want to be shy. Now you want to look over there and be shy. Okay. Anyway. Oh,
Well, that was just a conversation that my wife and I was having, and we was just trying to get down to.
let me see what does your wife think? Does your wife think that I mean I agree with her. It does have to do with women. For instance, okay, let me give you for instance. I understand they might only bring in $1 billion versus 300 billion, but there is no reason in the world why they can't charter them flights. They should not be taking commercial flights to their games.
Because I'm
That
sure their
is
credit
crazy.
lines, I'm sure their credit lines are astronomical. Even you know what I mean. And like you said, I absolutely agree with what you said. Just because the money ain't there, don't mean they can't put their hands on it.
And
You can
so
put
why
your
don't they
hands on the
change
money
that?
to spend it the way. And you know what? I don't know.
Why haven't they changed that? We've been
I don't
complaining
know.
about that for 3 years. Why hasn't it been changed yet? I know 3 years we've been complaining because it's been all in the news.
I don't know.
I don't understand. And then we got a woman who's a commissioner. So it's like, come on, woman. You should be making bigger changes than this, faster than this. I understand you got to do some things slowly. Everything is a
Mhm.
process. I agree. Yes, the grandbaby, Cherie. I know he's disruptive. I'm sorry, y'all. But okay, 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 okay. But yeah, I just believe that they could do better with some things. It's just like their facilities and so forth. They could do better with those facilities. They could do better with the ticket prices. They could do better with the game times. Also, um, after so much criticism about their broadcasting over the past 2 years, I've seen a market change in how they're managing their broadcast schedule. They're doing more streaming now. You can see the WNBA on Amazon Prime, but you can also see them on ESPN, not ESPN 2 and 3, but on the regular, you know, the flagship ESPN 1. You can see games in prime time on ESPN now. You weren't
Mhm.
seeing that before several years ago.
So they are making progress in the right direction.
Yes, but here's the thing: a lot of
Hmm.
men are saying are ignoring the fact that they're making progress. All they keep looking at is when they show WNBA footage, how empty the arena is. Well, do you understand that the arena was twice as empty 10 years ago? That's progress. That is progress. The ratings tell a different story. The ratings are telling people are watching the WNBA. I believe this finals series was one of the highest rated in the history of the league. I have not looked at the numbers yet. They just finished yesterday. But when I get the numbers, I'm gonna make sure to let you know.
I mean, and again, just to reiterate, I don't disagree that the WNBA should, those women should get more money. And the again, I'll just reiterate again, like what you said about just because the money isn't there, don't mean they can't put their hands on it to build it to where it can be where they make that kind of money.
I
These are
know.
these are people who have crazy credit lines and crazy connections where
That's
they can pretty much make one phone call and turn around the entire WNBA.
You're right. And it's been done before. It's been done. It's been done. They can do it again.
Mm.
Hey, you
I
smiling
think
at
I think
grandma.
we're gonna definitely see some big changes coming up soon.
Hmm.
Hopefully for Sharon's sake, because I know how hard Sharon been pushing for this. So
Hey, the WNBA is a class sport. Those girls go out here, or women go out there, and they ball out. They ball the hell out.
They do,
And
and they're
Sharice
really good
here
too.
about she's only been to one WNBA game. Well, let me true confession. I have never been to a WNBA game. As much as I support them, I've never been to a game. But when I finally decided I was gonna buy some doggone tickets, season tickets, I was gonna try to get. They got rid of the Sting. I'm here in North Carolina, so I was gonna go get me some Charlotte Sting tickets, and they were like, Sharon, there's no more Charlotte Sting. And I'm like, what? So I got to go to DC or Atlanta. Those are the closest WNBA franchises to get them. And I'm not traveling there that much. So I haven't gotten any tickets yet. But still, I do plan on supporting them. I do watch, though. I am an avid viewer. So, hey, fat baby. Hey,
all
fat
right,
baby.
so I gotta find some way somehow to get in touch with Jonathan or somebody who knows Jonathan. I don't like leaving my people high and dry. You know what I mean? I can't
Hmm.
get in touch with him,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just assuming that he blocked me from the hospital bed. That's what I'm assuming. Assuming he just blocked me. Shit, sure.
Um, I might be able to I might be able to find out what hospital he in and get an update.
Oh, you know some people. Know some people. Okay.
Hey, I don't know nobody, man. You
So
know,
good, Philly dog.
I
Philly.
don't know nobody.
I don't know nobody.
But
There you
nobody
go.
know me.
Sharice, Shorty, Sharice. That's family. That's love, Shorty. That's love, Shorty. Carlos, get your shit together.
Mhm. I hear you.
Woo!
I hear you. Here it is. Calm down.
So the Bills
Boy,
score first.
spoiled. You spoiled. You spoiled. Your mommy and
All
daddy
right,
spoiled you.
Carlos.
What's up?
Cologne of the week.
I sent it to you.
I hope you ain't talking about this. This shit is way out of my.
Go on, post it on the screen.
She said, "Shut the fuck up, Carl."
Carl.
Go on, post it on the screen. Yeah. So listen. Let me tell you something, man.
What is this?
This the cologne of the week.
Oh, cologne of the week. Okay.
Listen, this is a unisex cologne. Okay.
Oh.
This is what the sheiks wear in Dubai. This is what the sheikesses in Dubai wear. Uh uh Kirk John Ooh Satin Moo extract. It has a very grown up smell is the best words that I can use for it. It's not a it's not a strong cologne. It's
Uh-huh.
very fresh. It has long lasting life. It's not something that hits your nose and stings it. It hits your nose and make you want to lean in and catch another whiff of it. This entire line that they have, I just been introduced to this line of cologne. They also have one called 742 that smells phenomenal. That one is more on the rose side. And then they also have a gentle fluidity cologne. All phenomenal fragrances. If you want to smell like you rich,
Whoa,
even when you look broke,
sir,
that's your man's right there, Mr. Kirk John.
sir. This man said you want to smell like you're rich, even when you're broke.
Yes, that's what I do.
Mm-hmm. So you saying you smell rich and you're broke, or you just saying you like to smell rich?
I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
Ah!
Ain't got no
Where,
money. I'm
where,
broke.
where can you find this cologne?
The best place to find that specific brand of cologne, most likely would be like a Saks Fifth Avenue, the Nordstroms, stuff like that. The more high end stores. You're not gonna just walk in Macy's and get that. That's not a Macy's cologne.
Hey, hey.
Thank you, sir, for that cologne. You just gave me
Or
an idea for the
or
show.
you can just go on the website on their website and order it directly from them. And if you order it directly from them, what's dope about them is they'll give you like 4 or 5 different samples of other shit, so you can spend more money.
Sir, it's the way of the world. What you say?
Okay.
What you say, Sharon? That's marketing.
It worked. It worked.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. All
Exactly.
right. So that did give me an idea for another show next week, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, sir. Um, but as we get out of here, stay safe, stay out of trouble. Always say, what would Jesus do?
Listen, Jesus said, "Spare the rod, spoil the child." That was the red letters, okay? And I don't spare no rod, and you will be left spoiled in the street. It's too hot. It's too hot to be in the street. Mouth full of blood and a soul full of heat.
All righty. God bless. Good night.